my turn. Do new stuff on your turn.
Okay.
Anywho, welcome everybody. I'm so excited. Didn't we have a fun week? We had so much fun. We had a lot of playing in class while you wasn't here. You thought you was the class clown. We clowned around and had a great time. And yesterday, the subject that came up was self-love, right? We were talking about that, and you know how self-love is really not a dirty word. You know, some people really believe that self-love is a dirty word because they automatically, when they hear the word self-love, some people take it someplace where it's not supposed to go. And so the whole goal in self-love is to really just fall madly in love with yourself, right? To love who you are, to deeply honor your body, your mind, and your spirit, and that every choice that you make for your life is honoring your same self, your same person. Everything is honoring who you are, mind, body, and soul. And not only are you entitled to love yourself, but you're empowered to love yourself simply because of who you are. And that's okay. In this world, right? To fall in the world where you are allowed to fall madly in love with yourself, there's no need to fit into anybody's image of beauty or intelligence or what success is. There's only being who you are inside of your soul. That's it. You are free to be you fully. In this world of self-love and falling in love with just come on, stop doing this muting stuff. Am I unmuted now? Let me see. Unmute.
There it is.
Okay, you got me now? Hey, stop playing with the toys. We ain't had this problem while you was going. Stop touching stuff. So funny with your. He the one with all the toys, right, y'all? Playing the games. So what I was saying was, in this world where you can be allowed to fall madly in love with yourself, there's really no need for you to fit into somebody else's image of what beauty is, what intelligence is, what success is. There's only you being you, the you who you truly are, inside and out, free to fully be you, right? In this same world, you're really encouraged to fall madly in love with yourself. There's no one to apologize to, because you don't have to have any apologies for who you are, or better yet, who you are not. There is full acceptance of who you are and celebration of who you are. And right now, in this moment, your heart is open to give and receive to yourself. In this world where you get to love yourself, there is a love of the life where you are allowed to fall madly in love with yourself every single day. There's no living for tomorrow and sacrificing and settling for today. And there's only creating the world that your heart and spirit desire at the very core of your essence. You are free to live fully. And there's nothing more beautiful and powerful and free than a person who truly, truly, truly loves themselves. And, you know, when you start talking about, self-love, people say all kinds of things like, I don't got time for that. Hold on, drop my paper. I don't have time for self-love. Is really a dirty word. You can't say self-love because people are going to think you're talking about masturbation. You can't say that. All kinds of reactions The uncomfortability or the over sexualization and the discounting and the repulsion of the self-love word rather, is really all about fear of intimacy and vulnerability. People don't want to hear that. And if you ask anybody if they want their children to love themselves, they say yes, of course. They never say to a child, hey, you don't love yourself. That's selfish or dirty. Why? Because they want their child to have good self-esteem. And self-esteem is really a word that the world is more comfortable with. You know, self-esteem sounds better, right, than self-love. And self-esteem is good and it's necessary and something every person should really cultivate inside themselves. But self-esteem is not enough. Self-esteem is not enough. Self-esteem to I think it will help you to see how self-esteem and self-love are connected but not the same. But that to stop at self-esteem still leaves so much stuff to be addressed. Self-esteem is the knowingness that you can do anything, that you can get the job, you can go to college, you can reach your dreams if you work hard enough. It's the focus. The focus is on doing and feeling confident on the inside and appearing confident on the outside. It's about believing in yourself, and it's good. We want self-esteem for ourselves and for every child and adult on this planet. We do want that. The problem is self-esteem focuses on the doing, which means you could be a person who looks and is successful and confident and put together, who gets a lot done in a lifetime or even in a day, or seems to effortlessly take care of everything and everyone but yourself. So self-esteem makes you look good, but the self-love part is still missing. So when you are just having self-esteem and not self-love, you could find yourself putting up with abusive, toxic, and unhappy relationships, silently beating yourself up, comparing and doubting and judging and discounting yourself, hate on your body, push it like a workhorse, commit all kinds of destructive acts to your body. Because self-esteem just says, I can do all this stuff. Self-love makes you treat yourself differently. When self-love is lacking, you never feel like you're enough or that you do enough, no matter how much you accomplish. You put yourself last often. After you work, your family, your chores, your email, you spend a little time and energy to take care of yourself. I get to me, I'm all right. And when you do get to yourself, you feel guilty, like you should be doing something else. And so when we think about, and yesterday, I actually read the definition of self-love from dictionary.com. Dictionary.com said it was conceit, and it said conceit, vanity, and narcissism. That's what self-love is in the dictionary, on dictionary.com. It's none of those things. And so that the reality of what the world thinks about self-love, it really is not a dirty word. You know, for a long time, self-love was a word that was only reserved for therapy and spirit circles, not a topic for conversations at dinner tables or among mothers or daughters or even friends. And most of us don't know what it really means, nor how can we get it? How can we find it? And if we had been talking about this 10 years ago, and you asked me if I was if I love myself, I probably would say yes. But at the same time, during that time, looking for, happiness through career titles, how big is your house, trying to get somebody to love you. Self-love is not in that in that thing. So it absolutely sounds like a dirty word at worst. That, self-love, no, I'm busy. And if pressed, do you love yourself? I probably would have said yes, but it wouldn't have been the truth. Because not because I'm a liar, but because I don't even know what it was. Who was talking about it? Nobody is talking about it. So how do we know? So the lack of understanding that a lot of us have about self-love isn't surprising when you consider the definition: conceit, vanity, and narcissism. Not true. And so it really, what this definition is telling us is really what the world views about self-love. And really owning that you love yourself is still taboo in mainstream culture. So in the last few years, self-love has left the sanctuary of therapy rooms and spiritual circles, and to share this self-love with the world. And again, people say things like loving myself. I don't got time for that. I think the self-love stuff is pretty hippity dippity. It's bullcrap. Or take my breath away, shocker, every time I hear it. Self-love, do you mean masturbation? And that's not in a good way. And somebody said you can't go in the world talking about self-love because everybody's going to think that you're talking about masturbation. And luckily for all of us and most of us, that we love ourselves to know who we are and what we're here to do. And so we can share the meaning of self-love without thinking that it means that.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Slam. Did you say, the definition, when you looked in the definition
of self-love,
when the books, and it said what?
On dictionary.com, it says self-love is conceit, vanity, and narcissism.
So why would they think like that then? And now you say it's like, and you know what? You're right, because it was like you are so conceited.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're so,
yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
It was just crazy.
Yes. Yep. So how do you really know if you love yourself? First of all, self-love rocks. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it's really unconditional love and respect for yourself. And in that, because you have unconditional love and respect for yourself, you won't allow certain things in your life. And it's really not black and white. It's not like either you have it or you don't. There's no end game or a day when you can stand on a self-love mountaintop and dust your hands off and say, okay, I've conquered self-love. Now personal development goal, please. The self-love adventure continues. The self-love train, the self-love is forever, every day for the rest of your life kind of deal. Self-love is a practice. It's not something you cross off your list. It's not linear. Do these 10 things and voila, you have self-love. No. The good news is you get to fall in love with yourself over and over and over again for the rest of your life. And that's so cool. And so there's some things that we can talk about in self-love. So what really is self-love? Self-love is the unconditional love and respect that you have for yourself that is so deep and solid and unwavering that you only choose situations and relationships, including the one with yourself, that reflects the same unconditional love and respect for yourself. Make sense? So there's some things that you should know, and how you're going to get yourself to this space of self-love. And so I love this lady, Christine Arilo, because she gives these examples of things to do. And the first thing she says is, I know who I am and what I want from this life. And this is the first step to loving yourself. Because if you don't know who you are, how can you love that person that you don't even know? Most of us, go through life thinking that we're supposed to, thinking that we're supposed to do this and we're supposed to be that, influenced by, society around us. And so the experiences that we form and our beliefs, our attitudes, and our perceptions, until the day we realize that we actually think different than what society says. And so while you continue to learn about yourself every day, over and over, you'll get to know who you are and what you want from this life. You can make a choice to continue to learn about you every day. You move from autopilot mode to self-awareness mode in the operation of your life. And that's they call it unconscious competency. So we are unconscious competent. Conscious competent when we're trying to do something new. So you're constantly paying attention and being self-aware of what it is that you are doing, so that you can have this better life that you are fighting for. So consciously you're doing it. It's sort of like when you first start driving. When you first start driving, you got your foot on the gas, you got your hands attending to, and you driving, right? You ain't looking this way or that way. You look checking all your mirrors. That's all you like, chill like this. And then eventually you get a little bit more relaxed, shoulders relax a little bit, and then your hands relax a little bit. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I could do it with one hand. And you got one hand. And then you say, oh, I could lean back and do this. Lean to the side a little bit. Let me drink some juice. Oh, let me eat these chips. Drive with my knee. Oh, let me and before you know it, you having full out conversations, doing the radio, doing all kinds of stuff. So when you first start driving, you are conscious competent. And then eventually you don't even think about it anymore. You get in the car, you go, and you don't even think about the process of driving. That is now called unconscious competency. You are competent without even thinking about it. And so eventually you get there. And so when you take your life from this autopilot, let anything happen and go with the flow, to a more self-awareness mode of operating in the life that you want, you know what to pick and choose that is best for you. You know and can articulate what it is that you want from your life. So you know what you want, what your heart and soul desires is, and you're willing to make the choices that support those dreams. And this doesn't mean that you have to know like what your life purpose is in this moment, but that you're now working towards manifesting the life that you want. Whatever that might mean for you. If you decided that you wanted to be a nurse and you know that you need to go to school, maybe you started school to get to that goal. Whatever the end goal is, you started doing the work. You know now who you are not, as well as who you are. So you're done digging around, exploring and trying to know the difference between your ego and your personality and your spirit and your essence. You have now a connection to something spiritual and bigger than you, even if it's just a tiny feeling at this point. You know what it is that you want to do. You know who you're not. I'm not that person that they think I am. I'm me. I'm not the title. I'm not what they expect. I'm now being what I want to be for myself. You know your emotional holes and have begun to heal these gapers. So you don't use relationships or substances or unconscious activities to stuff into the holes or avoid your emotion. You're now self-aware. and whole. Again, not perfect, but even when you do have a whole of stuff moment, it's short-lived. And that just means that you're aware of your emotions. Even if something is bothering you, you're not going bananas about it. You're not screaming and hollering and fighting and doing all that stuff. You're just being aware of how you feel in the moment, being aware of this emotion, and then dealing with it, and not trying to push it off onto someone else and blaming someone else for how you feel. Oh, that's good, right? Can't blame somebody else on how you feel, regardless of what they do. You still are in control of who you are and how you respond. The second step is to have all your relationships support you to the best. All of my relationships support me to be my best me and to live the life I want, or I don't have them. That's pretty heavy, right? If your relationship does not support you and assist you to live the best life that you want, we choose no. And this getting to this milestone can be really hard because it means putting a big stake in the ground for yourself. It requires being honest with yourself so much that you only have relationships in your life, friendships, romantic partners, even relatives that give respect, trust, unconditional love, and truth. And if they don't do that, guess what? Bye-bye. 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 I'm in your head, Christelle. Okay. But, getting through that, it really requires a series of choices on your part, shift in perspective, and spiritual and emotional healings that happen over time. I know for 100% fact, when it comes to me, Darlaina Rose, how Christelle say, I ain't gonna talk about nobody else, I'm just gonna talk about me. If I feel a certain way around certain people, I'm not going to be around them. And this just happened when I was in Philly. Certain family members was like, come on by. But this is what I know. You only saying that because you really don't like me. You tolerate me because of other relationships that you want to be in. And I'm just part of the package. But guess what I said? I respectfully decline. I'm not coming. Why would I? You don't like me. I'm never going anywhere where I am tolerated and not celebrated. I must go where I'm celebrated. It's not good for me to go in places where I'm only tolerated, because people say little snarky remarks and do all that kind of stuff. And this particular person that I'm talking about tried to invite themselves to my home. Why would you come here? You don't like me. So I'm going to just have to decline. No, you're not welcome because I'm not welcome. So no. So we really have to make sure that those are the types of relationships that we're in. People who really care about you and what it is that you want to bring in your life. That means that they give you the respect, the trust, the love, and the truth. In love. And if it's not in love, then guess what? We're not dealing with that at all. And so it's not easy to do that. And I had to, learn this over time. This is 30 years of people that I'm deciding that I'm no longer going to be in their company for those reasons. And, it's hard. I said sometimes it's like trying to climb over the gate to get into this person who you are. And you're just like, I'm climbing. And you kind of teetering between this side of the gate and that side of the gate. But bringing back some of the memories around certain relationships will help you to move on forward. The last time I stayed on this gate, this happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and climb. I got to go ahead and climb over this gate. And so, you know, we can all have self-love. I assure you that we can. And so as you start to move through these things, it will absolutely get better. You'll love and honor yourself so deeply that all relationships in your life make you better and help you to reach your dreams and be better, or you don't have them. And that's for real. And so you can take a stand to choose me before we. That's what she says. Choose me before we. And I love that. Oh, the plumber's here. Hold on one second, guys. Got to open the door.
Disarm now. Disarm now.
Did she walk out my cold glass like that?
Your home is not ready to arm.
I had to let the hi, come on in.
Oh, did.
You did ask permission.
You going to the back? Okay.
She didn't even ask for permission.
Yes, I did. I said, hold on, the plumber is here. I have to open the door. I have to let the plumber in.
Oh, yeah.
Now we ain't
Yes,
going
you
there.
did.
Did he come to fix the sink?
Bedroom door.
All right, here it comes. Sorry. He's early. I'm sorry. He's
Hey,
early.
life is real in the midst of being a blessing.
He's early. Sorry. So yeah, what was I saying? Whew, I just ran a flight of steps. I'm still not. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. So self-love requires that you choose me before we in every relationship. And it's not about being self-centered or narcissistic, or it's all about me kind of person. When choosing me before we just means that because we've made a commitment to create what your heart and soul desire, you don't have a space in your life for relationships that drag you down. Drag you down, hold you back, create these negative juju feelings like shame or guilt or self-doubt, or take more energy than they give. And so we want to be mindful of that. And so when you take this stand to choose me before we in relationships, and that's every kind of relationship, siblings, parents, children, romantic, whatever, you really open up the space to let new life-affirming relationships in and allow the current ones to grow to new levels of love. And so it may take time to get all your relationships there, but it's definitely possible. Choosing me before we. And so the next one is my body is my temple. And what does that mean? Sometimes we are all guilty of body hate, right? She calls it body slavery. And treating your body like a drive me till I drop workhorse, ignoring your needs is not new, because people do that all the time. But it really gives us this distorted view of our bodies, and it's crazy harmful to let our bodies get out of control. And don't think that your body needs to look like some image that you've seen on TV, because it doesn't. There's a study that says 4 out of 5 girls will think about dieting before they leave 4th grade. 4th grade? Terrible. And so we want to transform your relationship with your body to one full of unconditional love and respect. We have relationship with your body, just like you do with a lover or a friend or anyone else. And some ways even more intimate with yourself. Consider you are inside of each and every day. You're part of your everyday thing. So when the same self-love rules apply to your body. When relationships don't serve you, you either transform the relationship or you get rid of it. And since you and your body are lifelong roommates, you can't just trade him or her in for a new one. You really have only one choice to make the best. Yes, you only got one. You only get one. So you want to transform that relationship. And you know what? Your body really deserves it.
Christelle's hand is up.
Oh, well, call on her. You got control. I don't got control.
Hey, y'all. So before you jump to the body part, I just wanted to share. So I said, Darlaina, get out of my head. So I was journaling this morning, and this is what I journaled about relationships. I said, you can always determine if a relationship is built on flesh, fake, or spirit, real, by how someone chooses to show up. Fleshly relationships are based on what they do and what you do. And if you don't do, there is no longer a relationship, because fleshly relationships are temporal, just like the flesh. Spiritual relationships are relationships where you feel connection and they are sustainable. A person who is only operating in the physical, the ego, the flesh, cannot create healthy relationships when they lack connection within themselves. Their relationships will always be temporal because flesh is temporal. Spiritual relationships are infinite. When I died to who I thought I was supposed to be, the titles and roles, and who everyone else wanted me to be, so did those fleshly relationships. Those that knew me according to the spirit, those relationships have remained and spiritually stronger because I am spiritually connected within myself. I had to connect within me in order to connect healthily with others.
Ooh. Facts on facts on facts.
So when you were talking about relationships, I was like, she all in my space over there in Atlanta, in Arkansas. But I was just like, it's really not that they can't take you somewhere that they ain't been. So if they're not connected within themselves, you're trying to force the relationship. When you have connection within yourself, the relationship just naturally flows.
Absolutely. I am in 100% agreement. So this relationship, with your body is important, and your body deserves for you to treat it well. This is the same body given your spirit and soul residence in this entire time that you're on the planet. And how you repay this body by telling it again how it isn't enough, by trying to make it something that is not, by ignoring basic needs of survival like good food, ample sunlight, and loving touch from other human beings, including yourself. Seriously, when was the last time you hugged your body? Told it you loved it. Told she or him how beautiful she or he looked, just as it is or was. You wouldn't get very far without your body on your side. It's your vessel for action. Without your body, you can't accomplish anything. If most of us treated our lovers like we do our bodies, they would leave. But our bodies are stuck with us, so they can't leave. They can't revolt. They can only revolt, rather, and sometimes they do. Remember a time when you were sick and how you were literally put out of commission? Loving your body is a big milestone. And there are many wonderful people writing and teaching about courses and topics dedicated to how you can take care of yourself and take care of this body that you have. So treat your body as a temple. Adore your body, adorn your body, dance within your body, eat the right foods, beautify yourself, love yourself for all of your imperfections. Always end any experience with your body as seeing your body as beautiful. Be grateful. Never hate on your body any way, shape, or form, and always find compassion for you and compassion for your body as you are growing and building it to what you want it to be at some point, whether that is able to walk more or exercise or whatever it is that you want to do with your body, however you want to adorn it and make it better. Just be patient with yourself and with your body and allow yourself to take the baby steps. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and especially a lot of the stuff that a lot of the stuff that we do or are doing, you know, it didn't take us overnight to get this way. So it's going to take longer than overnight to get better, right? And so the next one is, I am nice to myself. I stop beating myself up. Sometimes you are harder on yourself than anybody else. The outside world, if they could hear the thoughts inside your head, they will call the cops on you. We all be walking black and blue marks if our outside skin showed the self-abuse that we inflict on ourselves through our inner thoughts and judgments about yourself. We probably heard this kind of self-abuse called the inner critic, the saboteur, or that inside person that's saying those voices, that voice inside your head that tells you things that you're not enough. You should be able to get more done in a day. You don't belong. This inner voice, inner mean boy, inner mean girl is in there just saying all kinds of things. Compares you, compares your worst to everyone else's best mercilessly. Just like the mean girl on the playground. Now she's moved into your inner boardroom and talking all up here. Sets unrealistic high expectations for you, drives you so hard to reach those expectations, and then judges you when you fall short of being a super woman or a superman. This inner voice can steal your joy, hold you back from love, happiness, and success that you really crave, make it impossible for you to live your life to your fullest potential and possibility. And here's the truth that inner voice will never tell you. We all have inner mean girls and mean boys. You're not alone. But you don't have to let them be in charge of you anymore. You really can stop being so hard on yourself right now. And if you're ready to give up your comparison by loving yourself, let's see what time it is. Loving yourself and who you are and others' successes as inspiration and not a way to beat yourself up. Give up on the gossip. Talking poorly about someone else is a direct reflection on the relationship that you have with yourself. You're gossiping if you feel badly if the person you're talking about was in the room listening to what you have to say. So we ain't doing that. Know the difference between the inner mean girl's voice and that of your deeper inner wisdom. This means knowing the difference between your fear and ego speaking and your highest spirit and essence talking. You're aware of your come from and your choices and opinions, and you choose to be motivated by love. The inner mean girl or mean guy is not in control. Sometimes they may try to hijack your life in the thoughts broadcasting in your head from time to time, especially when you're breaking through to a new level. Oh, it's new levels. Being vulnerable or even in new uncomfortable situations or trying something that you're not a pro at yet. If she or he makes it to the control station up here, don't let them stay long. you are super aware of the tricks and self-sabotaging patterns, and you're able really to get yourself back to your center and self-love. And if you can't, you need to reach out for reinforcements if she's going commando. And that's the relationship that Christelle and I had. Girl. Oh, she like, girl. And we can tell each other the truth, and we can say what really is. She could call me out, I could call her out, and it's good. But also be compassionate and kind with yourself. Find compassion for yourself, even when you're not perfect, because none of us are. When things don't go as planned, treat yourself with kindness, like you would a little child. You give yourself some room to grow, and love yourself through your mistakes, and forgive yourself. It's okay. And there sometimes takes a community to be able to get to all of the things that we're talking about, and you absolutely have that community here in the Life Changing Alliance family. And the last thing she said was self-sustainability. I take care of me without guilt. I swear it's like we all have the DNA pattern running through us that sends the message, take care of everyone else before you take care of you. And if you try to buck that pattern by actually taking care of yourself, you better feel guilty, or like you should be doing something else more productive. So of course we comply, giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and giving until there's nothing left. And yesterday we talked about what's her name? Lisa Nichols with the cup and a saucer. She took a cup and she filled it up to the top. And when the cup got full to the top, she took the cup and she poured out into all the other cups until her cup was empty. She went to go. There's enough left for her. That's what we do. We give until we have nothing left. But then she dipped the cup again, set it on the saucer, filled it all the way up until the cup runneth over. And when the cup ran over into the saucer, she took the full cup and she set that over there. And she took the saucer and what was in the saucer and she poured that out. Now she has given what she can give. And this over here has been reserved for herself unapologetically. And sometimes we have to do that. Unapologetically take care of ourselves, and it's okay. Sometimes we operate our lives like the pink Energizer bunny and going mad, running rabbit until our systems implode. The pink fur goes flying everywhere, and boom, we fall over a heap of exhaustion, battery pack, dead. Forced to recharge, we fill ourselves with as much as we can, which is usually not enough. And then we start the insane pattern all over again. Why do we exhaust ourselves, accept overwhelm as normal, or wear busyness like a badge of honor? Just being a achievement junkie and a doing addict. Why do we do that? If we're truly honest, at some level, we like being busy. We congratulate each other for multitasking. We collude around how busy we are, and we all drive ourselves towards some mythical state of balance that none of us seem to attain. That way that our generation of women and girls have been told we should live, based on the belief that we can have anything, and that the reality of feeling the pressure to do everything is completely unsustainable. 4 out of 5 women are on the brink of adrenal gland fatigue. And this is not about pampering or taking an occasional day to the spa. Creating a sustainable lifestyle means rewiring and doing, rewiring our doing addict and give it all away. Put ourselves last. Strive till you drop patterns and habits from the inside out. Bye to all of that. Bye to all of that. And so self-sustainability and taking care of ourselves is so important. So one, I deserve to take care of me. I take care of me without feeling guilty or like I should be doing something else. And if guilt creeps in, I quickly wash it away. I replenish every day. I can do and meditate, relax, or take a walk every day and see it as productive time versus wasting time. I recharge and retain my energy every day. Yep, I see it. This is the last part. I take a weekly pause, sabbatical, even if only for a few hours. I give up the badge of busyness. I receive. I release the belief that it's better to give than receive. I allow people to give to me. I don't have to drive or strive in order to survive. I give up the carrot chasing syndrome. I see the value in being. I be before I do. I am enough regardless if I do another thing. I stop valuing myself based on what I do or accomplish and start valuing myself based on who I show up in the world as. If all I did was show up and express love, that is enough. So self-love is not a dirty word. We can absolutely have self-love for ourselves without feeling bad about it, and being able to show up and be exactly who you are meant to be unapologetically.
Wow. Y'all give it up. Hey. Y'all say, just do me a favor and say, just say, she the don't cuss, but just say, she the all right, everybody say, everybody give it up.
Oh my God, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, she doing the darn thing.
She's the but she's on my nigga. She's on my nigga.
Oh my goodness. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you. I so appreciate. I appreciate y'all so much. I do.
Oh my gosh.
I appreciate y'all so much.
Wow. Well, first and foremost, let's give it up for Miss Darlaina Rose. She's done a fabulous job, and I am so appreciative of everything that she's done. Got some really good reports on last week already.
You did?
But yeah, I got some good ones, and I got some really bad ones too. That messed me up. I ain't gonna tell you who that said. I ain't gonna tell you who that was.
Guess what? I don't. I look. Guess what, Kemp?
What?
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Y'all seen that TikTok? We don't care. I don't care. Listen, I'm going to continue to show up unapologetically who I am. I know that for a fact, everything that I do is for the glory of God. And so God will give me what I need in order to share with people who have an ear to hear. If they do not have an ear to hear, they are not part of the nation of people that's assigned to me. So I am okay with somebody who don't like me or didn't like what I did. They could just move along. All they have to do is hang up, call back later.
Goodbye. Hello, somebody. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day on purpose. We love you all. Take control over your life, because if you don't, somebody else is going to try to. You ain't going to like it. You might wind up cussing them out. So don't even let them go in that world. Okay?
Absolutely.
It's your opportunity.
Yes.
It's your world. You live in it.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
I love you, Darlaina.
I love you more. Bye.